All right, good day, everybody. This is Michael Winiger. Hey, I know it's a little late, and I'm going to blame it on, let's see, who can I blame it on tonight? Nora, because we talked, and then um, I gave her a tour of the actual of all the products in our warehouse, and then I rushed home, and certainly this was the day that there had to be an accident, so I just ran in here and turned this on. So I'm sure some people will be tuning in a little late. They usually tune in a little early. So we're going to talk about Essante Organics. We're going to talk about what it means, really means to get your body alkalined and, you know, and what this whole company is all about. And tonight, a little bit about the business. But before we do that, you know what? I want to call in somebody that's in the room because I want you to understand just how good these products are. And you're not going to see any magical things in our company where it's like my brother says, we don't talk about, this magical stuff, because living your life and doing the right things on the inside and the outside, it's what we do. It's what we do. But before we hear a little bit from from a couple of the speakers I asked to be here today, Joe, Joel, let's have you talk a little bit and tell everybody about your experience and what you were up against and what you were doing and what helped you. What was it that actually helped you out? All right, Joel, just got
Hi,
on
I'm
mute.
here.
There
I'm
you go.
here.
Perfect.
Um, so I was in a position after COVID where I had trouble walking. I had gained a lot of weight. That I had a lot of problems health-wise. I was diagnosed pre-diabetic and I was put on medications. Um, and then I ran into Asante Organics. And I didn't trust the products at first. I tried the hair products first because I'm a girl. Like I love the girly part of the products and they worked so well. I was like, well, you know what? Maybe this stuff will work. And I started alkalizing like Michael always talks about when he does um, information for people on how to get well and how to take care of their bodies. So I alkalized my body like crazy, started losing more and more weight. Um, and as I lost weight and as I alkalized, my medications were at first they were lowered and then I was monitored and then they were lowered again and then I was taken off so many of them. I couldn't believe that I was taken off these medications. I thought I was stuck for life. Um, these products do work if you do it religiously, like daily. And I can't thank this company enough.
And Joel, you made a post, not, I'm trying to think of how you worded it about money and changing lives. Do you remember that one just recently?
Um, it I think I know the one you're talking about. It's it's definitely not about money. It's more about helping people get healthy and helping people feel well. And that's the whole point of the company. I mean, yes, you can make money, but the more people you help, the better you feel.
Right. I remember that post. It kind of stuck with me. And guys, we're going to talk a little bit about something. And for people that are new here, wait till Dr. JJ talks to you about this compensation plan. Because you know what? My brother and I have been in this space for 40 years. We know how we wanted to be treated. And we looked at all the different companies that were out there. When we first started, I guess that we were only in one company. But then when we started looking at how the compensation plan really worked from a lower space, it was disheartening. And so when I wrote this compensation plan, I wanted it to be so extremely friendly, and if you're going to put in the work, you're going to make a ton of money by doing it. And we'll go into those components, Dr. JJ will in a little bit. But you know what, guys, I want to talk to you about somebody that's in our room here tonight. I'm going to ask him to speak. And this particular gentleman, um, you know what? You talk to anybody that knows this space, he this guy's known as the GOAT. All right. I mean, this person got involved in this space himself. And, and when I first met him, it was per conversation. I've known of this person forever. I never knew that we would ever work together, let alone awesome friends. And it just, how things happened, right? And and this is a guy that has been in the industry for 22 years, but he's made $15 million. And $15 million, his best year was 1.7 million in a product company. That's really important because those are the ones that stick around. And if the development is right, it's gonna stick around a real long time. And and I'll let him tell you about his story and why he's here. And I'm gonna ask for Robert Blackman.
Hey, Michael, how you doing, buddy?
Hey,
Thanks for
tell
having me
us,
on tonight.
yes, tell us all about you.
It's been a ride. It's been a ride. When I look back on my career and the great things that have happened, it started with dreams, of course. Started with the big reason why I was doing it. I didn't want to be employed by anybody else. I always want to be self-employed. Ran into the network marketing model because it was much better than the printing model that I was in. I owned a printing company that I was just down there 7 days a week. And there's lots of payroll and there's just lots of headaches in the business. And so, what was beautiful about network marketing is that I found myself where I could get my time back. And so, they say in this world, whatever you want, you got to give. If you want to be loved, then you got to give love. Well, if you want time, what do you got to give? You got to give your time. And I think that's the biggest mistake that I see today in this profession is that because of the internet and because people have read about people getting rich quick or overnight with the internet, that there's this thing that, well, I want to make a lot of money so I can get my time back, but I don't want to give my time because I don't have any time. Like I was texting with the person the other day and telling them about how they can make some money on Instagram and they go, when would I find the time for that? And this person only works a 40-hour work week. Okay. And I was just going, that's the problem is that you're not willing to put in the extra time. And see, I was because I saw what traditional business did to my parents. I saw what corporate America did. I've lived in a town where Phillips 66 was there in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. I grew up in that town. I saw the mentality. I saw people that had been, my best friends' dads, be fired at year 39 so they wouldn't get their 40-year package and laid off and kind of treated like a vagabond, met at the door with their box of stuff and say, no, you can't go in and talk to anybody. We need your keys. We need your pass. You've been terminated. And after 40 years of service. And I said, well, I don't want that either. So what do I want? Well, I found network marketing. And through my journey, I found that it takes just a few people that think alike, talk alike, and that you will give your time. And giving your time means giving it to building the business, not just giving the time so you can chit chat with your upline or your downline or call the company and talk to them about the products. Giving your time means actually prospecting, actually exposing the product that we have that nobody else has in this network marketing profession. Do you realize that? We're sitting with a company right now that there is zero competition. And when that happens in this business and people know about it, that's when companies expand. I can go back and look at all the products that have ever done that. Pygnogenol, super blue green algae, colloidal silver. Those are just three of them to name companies or name products that there was nobody else that had it. They made, advertisements about it and boom, these were companies that nobody knew about. They were just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. And all of a sudden, they're going like this and boom, then they go vertical. And the reason why is because they found three or four people that were willing to go out and give their time to build the business and were dedicated. And these were single products that nobody else had. And so nobody ever heard of them before. All they did was tell the story of the product and gave testimonials of the product and say, you should try them too. And that was it. That's all they did. But they gave their time, they used the products to get their own testimonial, and they went out with passion. And there they regrouped every week. There was an opportunity call every week, and then there was a training call every week. So we could always share the business with people, and then you could always send your people to the training on Saturdays and get trained. And so with that type of model, you're going to make more money than you can make at your job. Let's just put it that way. And I got to a point where I was making 40,000 a year at my job, but then I looked up and I was making 40,000 a month in network marketing. That took 6 years to do. My first 4 years, I barely made a check of $1,000, barely, with cost of about $300 or $400 against it. So I probably only netted about 600. 4 years. Are you willing to give 4 years of building a business so you can see exponential growth? In my fifth year, I made 8,000 a month, yeah, over 8,000 a month. So I made $100,000, and it took me 5 years to do that. And that was time spent joining companies that closed, talking to people, learning from people, listening, being on calls like this when nobody else wanted to be on it, or sharing the recording with your team. Say, hey, someone said something really important tonight. I think you need to listen to it. That's putting in your time. That's prospecting to your group. And it's also prospecting to go out and new people. All sorts of ways to do that in this world. Your warm market, your cold market, your social media market. You just pick your pleasure and go do it. But you got to put in your time. Whatever you want back in time, you got to give it. I gave full time in this business, and I got my full-time business back in my time. Yes, I made a lot of money, but the more important thing over these last 22 years was the time that I had being my own boss, sitting at home, getting up early, fixing breakfast for the kids so I could take them to school and be the only dad doing that, coming back, messing around at the house a little bit, then going to the office and working for about 4 hours, then going for our late lunch, and then go pick up my kids from school and then coach them that night. That was my life, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to buy my time back so I could give myself to my family. I didn't want to give my family to other people. I'm their dad. They should be spending more time with me, but most dads spend more time at work. And when they get home, they don't have anything left for the family. And I didn't want to be that guy. So my biggest achievement is that. It's not the money, it's that I was able to buy my time back and give it to my family because that's what was important to me. The key is what's important to you. And whatever that is, give your time to Essante Organics in this profession. Follow all the teachings. There's all sorts of training everywhere, all sorts of documentation and PDFs and videos and recorded calls. All you got to do is go to the YouTube channel and you'll find what you need. So there's no excuses as far as saying, well, I don't know what to do. There's lots of what to do's. All you got to do is you've got to put in the time to go find them and ask the questions. That's what I did. I kept asking and asking. I kept looking and looking and searching. Well, I know there's people that are making a lot more money and than I am. And I know these people aren't any more special than I am because I've listened to them talk. And I look at my friend and I go, they're making 100,000 a month. That guy's making 500,000. How? It's because of the business model. And all he did was just share the business with some other go-getters, and they did the same thing. And they all got together and locked arms and said, we're going to build this company with this product, and we're going to put our blinders on. And when that happens, that's when you get companies that go like this and go like that. And that's the way your check goes too. It goes up. So anyway, Michael, that's kind of my how-to and how I got here. And Michael reached out to me with back in August, and I started trying the products. And I'm a cancer survivor, so I've been very careful about what I'm putting in my body, and on my body since my cancer and my operation. And so I believe these products have been the best I've ever taken in my career. And I've also searched, and nobody else has these products. And that's the message we got to give out. So we got to give out that these are products that nobody else has in this profession. And here's what they'll do for you. And that's our job, is we got to go out and spread the word. So anyway, Michael, I'll give it back to you now, brother. Thanks a lot for having me tonight.
Oh, thank you so much for being here. And, only one mistake I heard you say, and that
Yeah.
was don't ever claim something like, you were out of balance. That was it. You might have been had a dis-ease, but
Yeah.
it was never yours, it was just
Yeah.
there, right? Nobody ever claims that because, the body is so intelligent that if the body can get out of balance to whatever direction it might be, you can take this body and bring it right back. That's how intelligent, you know, what people don't understand. I mean, God is good. He knows how to, he knew how to make us, right? So if we can get to a point of whatever that imbalance might be, all we got to do is fix things, get our bodies alkaline, and get back to where we were when we were kids. You can really bring that type of energy back. And to tell you a little bit more about the products and tell you a little bit more about just two components of the compensation plan that I want you guys to hear. And then um, we're going to listen to Danny about timing and positioning as well, because, hopefully, Nora, you can stay on this thing because you're going to hear something because Danny's good at how he explains this. But first, let's hear from our president, Dr. JJ Levine, and he'll talk a little bit about what we got. He's been in the industry a long time. He's been internationally in this industry a long time, stages, overseas, and you know, and he really knows his stuff when it comes to this business. He's been a big income earner as well, and and he's the president of Essante Organics, and he really likes one of the components of our compensation plan. So with that, Dr. JJ Levine.
Thank you, Michael. So listen, you have to know this. If you're a guest here tonight, this is maybe your first week, second week, or if you've been here a while, we've been saying this, and nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come. The world is going green, organic, toxic free, with me, without me, with you, without you. And you just have to make a decision right now. Are you going to want a slice of that multi-trillion-dollar pie? If you need more evidence that it's happening, look at what's going on in the current administration with MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. They're removing chemicals and ingredients that we've been preaching against for almost 2 decades. And they're removing these things down, in some cases, even more. We've got something for everyone. We've got over 100 products in our catalog, whether it's our USDA organic nutritional products like these Super Reds that taste amazing, weight loss products like Joelle was talking about, organic essential oils, home care products, baby products, beauty products, anti-aging products. We've got something for everyone. And the great thing is, as you review these 100 offerings, my promise to you is there are multiple category killers, meaning you could pick one or even two of those products out of the 100, and you can make the business of your dreams. And the great part is, as you're building that, as you're passionate about maybe one or two of those products, you're organically going to have people that become customers and distributors that are passionate about something else, and that's okay. That's okay. And what we have are consumable products. These are products that you're going to be using every day. Not because you're part of our company, you're already doing it, and everyone you know is already doing about it. Think about the people you know. They're all brushing their teeth, they're washing their bodies, washing their hair, washing their clothes, probably taking some nutritional products, etc., etc. And what happens is those products start to run out as the tube gets thinner, as the bottle gets lighter. They instinctively order more. They go to the store or they go online and order more. Well, guess what? That's not going to be any different with our products. Our products are guaranteed to work as well, if not better, than what you've grown up with. And the best part is, we don't have any of the toxic ingredients in there. I mean, go get the box, not the tube. They're smart enough not to put it on the tube, but they put it on the box that you open up, throw away, and then you've got the tube of toothpaste. Look at the back of the box of the toothpaste that you grew up with, and bet you dollars to donuts, it probably says If accidentally swallowed or used more than brushing, contact poison control or a medical professional right away. They're admitting it's toxic. And you've seen all the lawsuits of the companies that we grew up with that were supposed to protect us. So the world is changing very, very rapidly. And now you've got companies that are going to try to figure out how to make a product that people still love that don't have chemicals in them, but still be profitable. Why are they using toxic ingredients? I can tell you why we don't. They're using toxic ingredients because they're allowed to and they're cheap. And I think Daniel's going to talk more about that. So I'm going to leave that for him. But they're allowed to do it. If you think there's some governmental agency out there protecting you, you are sorely mistaken. And people are getting woken up to this every day and people are angry. Well, guess what? We offer a toxic-free, no hassle, no fear shopping zone. You're never going to have to make an excuse for any of our ingredients, any of our products. They're dynamite, they're guaranteed, and we want to pay you. We love if you want to just be a consumer of our products, whether you're a retail customer or a wholesale customer. But if you're getting the big idea, if you can see with just a little bit of vision that the world is changing quickly, people are getting educated because of they carry a computer with them all the time, their cell phone. They know more than people. They have got more information quickly at their to their access that anybody's ever had ever in history. So they know more than those people. So because of that, people are demanding clean products, and they're not going to get cleaner than 100% USD organic. We have a USD organic superstore. We want to pay you for your referrals. As you refer people, you can get paid in 6 different ways. As Michael shared, and for the brevity of this presentation, I'm going to share 2 of them. And these 2 of the 6, you're entitled to all 6, offer you something called residual income. Residual income is defined as you doing some type of job or activity one time and getting paid for it over and over and over again. So imagine it's 1 week from today. 1 week, 7 days. You know that's going to go like this. This presentation you got excited about, and all you do in the next 7 days is you invite one person to next week's call, next week's Zoom call. That's it. That's all you do. And that person gets on, gets excited, goes to your website at the end of that presentation, and they enroll. And then every time their products start running out, their toothpaste, their shampoo, they're going to order more, and you're going to get paid. How simple is that? And they tell people who tell people who tell people, and you can get paid on all of that volume. Well, here's what's going to happen. One of the 6 ways we're going to pay you is called the Endless Team Bonus. It's very, very simple. No need to confuse it. You're going to manage 2 teams, a left team and a right team. That's it. And every one of those people who tell people who tell people who tell people and order products, we want to give you a piece of that volume from all their orders. And basically it's 10% of all the volume from those orders you're going to get paid to. So, you're in the business for a week or 2, you might not be making a lot of money, but as Robert Blackman shared, you've got to put the time in now. And you put the time in now, and that can grow. That's called the Endless Team Bonus, and it's 10% of all the volume below you, whether you enrolled them or not. And Michael has told you that he and his brother and my wife and I, we were in this industry as distributors before. I've never seen a compensation plan like this. I've been in companies that pay you 3 levels deep, 6 levels deep. The best I ever heard of was 10 levels deep. Our company doesn't even talk about levels. You can have somebody on your millionth level ordering products across the globe who you don't know and you'll never meet. When they're ordering shampoo, toothpaste, nutritional products, organic, it doesn't matter. You're getting paid. That's called the Endless Team Bonus, that 10% bonus. Everybody that you invite that does this as a business and they start getting an Endless Team Bonus, that 10% bonus I talked about, we want you to match their check because you brought them to the table. And instead of just bringing them to the table, if you stick to them like glue, if you listen to what they're saying, they say, hey, Robert, I need to make $1,000 extra a month. And you stick to them like glue and you help them achieve their goals. As they start earning that Endless Team Bonus, we want you to match that check 100%. That's called the 100% check match. We're not going to take anything away from them. But every single person you enroll in this company, as they start getting an Endless Team Bonus, you can match their check either 25%, 50%, or 100%. What would you rather have? I'd rather have 100%. And the great thing is, this correlates to the levels of achievement in our company. So as I wind this up, it's very, very simple. You can be a silver in our company by enrolling 2 people in this company. That's it. Your mom and the best friend that you went to high school with. You could become a gold in this. By the way, a silver, you're going to get a 25% match. You can become a gold with enrolling 4 people in this company. I'm not going to lie to you. They're going to be 4 special people. They're going to want to do this as much as you, or maybe more. That's even more exciting. You're going to get a 50% check match. And you can go to the top of our company with enrolling as little as 4 people and be a platinum. And they're going to be 4 special people. Don't get me wrong. And you might have to enroll 10, 15, 20 people or more to find those 4 special people. It might be 100 people. But once you become a platinum and you're getting 100% check match on all your people that you've personally enrolled their endless team bonus, you just tell me the amount of money you want to make. And just by you helping people achieve their goals, you're going to be so well compensated. You're going to be set for life. So with that, I'm going to turn it back to our CEO and founder, Michael Weniger. Michael, thanks for letting me be a little verbose for the last 5-10 minutes here.
Thank you very much. And guys, I just want to throw my brother into the mix, and he's been in the industry himself for 40 years. So talk a little bit about timing, positioning, and why we believe that you guys got such a great opportunity, because we don't sell. Okay. So with that, Dan.
Thank you. So I'm going to keep it real simple because it is very simple. At the end of the day, I've told people that Essante Organics truly offers a once-in-a-lifetime business opportunity. And people say back to me, Daniel, that's a pretty powerful statement. And I say, well, let me back it up. The world's going green once. You get one shot at becoming rich, retired, and wealthy from the green movement. Because once the world has gone green, it's too late. All the wealth has been made. Okay? What I teach people all day long is if you can get involved in a way of life before it becomes a way of life, you're a very wealthy individual. That is called a paradigm shift. A product or device, once brought to market 8, 10 years down the road, it's a way of life. Paradigm shifts are extremely rare. Most human beings will experience 1 to 2 in a lifetime. To show you how rare and powerful they are, the last one we had was back in 1981, 82. I was 18 years old. I'm 60 now. Mr. Jobs created the computer. Mr. Gates created software, and the internet was born. If you were first online in the 80s selling anything, from toothpicks to baseball caps to wristwatches to picture frames, anything, you are a multi-millionaire today. I tell people, go online, open up your website, your store, selling whatever you like, and see if you become a multi-millionaire. And I would say your chances are slim to none, because there's probably hundreds or thousands of websites and stores online around the world trying to sell what you're selling. Now I want to touch on the power of a paradigm shift. Not only just with what I just explained to you, but a $400 investment in 1982 in Microsoft's stock would yield you approximately $37 to $39 million today. Because look at the computer. It's a way of life. I do not know one company in the world still using typewriters. Think about that. This computer, this laptop, it's a way of life. You have to have basic computer skills nowadays just to get a job. So that's a paradigm shift. 7, 8 years down the road, it's a way of life. This is a way of life, this computer here. Well, look, Forbes magazines, business journals around the world are calling the green movement the next paradigm shift in life. Actually going to be bigger than the last one, which was the computer and the internet. The internet created more millionaires than any other product category niche in history. And they project the green movement to create more millionaires than the internet did. You see, right now, about 9% of the world is green. That's a beautiful thing for you from a business standpoint, and a terrible thing for 91% of the people in the world that are using products with not 20 or 30, but hundreds of chemicals in them. Before they leave the house in the morning, just by taking a shower, they're putting about 150 chemicals into them and their loved ones, and not chemicals linked to skin or eye irritation, chemicals linked to liver and kidney problems, Alzheimer's, dementia, reproductive problems in females, cancer. I mean, I can go on and on. We're talking serious disease and illness. Well, how can that be? Daniel, our government wouldn't allow that. The FDA, I go, time out. Let me tell you about your government. First of all, the FDA regulates food and drugs. They're the Food and Drug Administration, and they do a horrible job at that. But here's the facts of the matter. In 1936, our government granted self-regulation to the personal care industry. As crazy as that seems, do the math. Like 90 years ago, nothing has changed. They can use any chemicals they want. Parabens, phenoxyethanols, butylene glycols, PEGs, chemicals linked to serious disease and illness, something that can kill you. Well, why would they do something like that? I go, well, let me explain that to you too. It's the personal care industry is one in the top three largest industries, niches in the world. Approximately $11 trillion a year, not billion, trillion. Because it doesn't matter where you live in the world. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, or in between, whether you make 10 grand a year, 10 million, or anything in between. 9 out of 10 people wake up every morning and they stretch, they yawn, they get in the shower and they flip it on and they do their thing. Ancillary products created more millionaires in our industry than any other products. Another fancy word for saying products people use every single day without thinking about it. What are those? Dr. JJ touched on them. You get in the shower, your shower gel, your shampoo, your conditioner, you get up, dry off, you put your lotion on, you brush your teeth, you put your deodorant on, you moisturize your face. We go to work, women put their makeup on, you come home. Now you wash your hands, you wash your face, you moisturize, you go to bed, and you do it all over again the next day and the next day and every day until you die. Every time someone's taking a shower, you're making money. And you can lay your head down at night and sleep really good knowing you're not scamming them on some magic lotion, potion, pill, powder, patch, drink. There's so much stuff out there, shiny pennies, right? Not here. First company in the world that makes everything you and your loved ones use 100% chemical-free, toxic-free, and organic, truly with ingredients that are proven to nourish and heal the body when put into it versus chemicals linked to serious disease and illness. So what a business opportunity for you. You're involved with a company and the green movement when only 9% of the world is green. You don't want to wait till that's 95%. It's too late. All the millionaires have been made from the green movement. Okay, so timing and positioning are crucial when creating massive wealth. Timing meaning everyone on this call here early in the beginning, because the masses fall underneath you in our industry, whether you like it or not. And positioning, meaning being in front of a way of life before it becomes a way of life. I'm not telling you, Mike's not telling you, Dr. JJ, you got Forbes magazine and business journals around the world saying, look, the world's going green. This is the next paradigm shift in life. The only reason 91% of the people aren't using these products is only one reason. These are not stupid people. These are engineers, CPAs, electricians, all walks of life. They just don't know that the products you're using are full of hundreds of chemicals linked to serious disease and illness. The skin's the largest organ in the body, and anything we put on it enters the bloodstream in 26 seconds and all your internal organs in 8 minutes. It does not take a rocket scientist to figure out if you're putting chemicals linked to liver and kidney problems, Alzheimer's, dementia, cancer into your body every day for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Good chance you're getting something down the road. 56% of all cancers can be avoided by what you put in you. You are what you eat. We taught that our whole lives, right? Yep. And what I teach people all day long is you are what you absorb, because 40% of all cancers can be avoided by what you put on you through your personal care. Add those two together, it's 96. You only have a 4% chance of getting cancer if you don't put chemicals into the body that are linked to causing it. So now you have a company. You own the first 100% certified organic superstore in the world. Your website. It's not my business. It's your business. We make the products for your business. We ship for your business. We pay for your business. You have no overhead. You have no employees, no headaches. You just go out there, and here's the best thing. No selling. You're not a salesperson. You're going to educate people on the products they're already buying every single month and using every single day on them and their loved ones. You see all these magic pennies out there, these, like I said earlier, magic lotions, potions, pills, powders, patches. First of all, you better be a pretty good salesperson to get me to try that particular product. And now if you want residual income, like my friends that are got involved early in the beginning when I did when I was 18, I got in this industry and worked hard for 3, 4 years and haven't worked for 40 years and still get 6 figures a month coming in because it's residual income. It doesn't matter how much you want to make. Daniel, I'm happy with just, 2,500 bucks a week, 10 grand a month. I can live really comfortable on 120 grand a year. Fine, let's go to work. Let's do it. We get you making 2,500 bucks a week, just for an example. Now you stop and you quit and you want to retire. Cool. That's what this industry is all about. Don't get mad at me. That 10 grand is going to come in for the rest of your life every month, and it's going to grow every month. Well, how can that be? I go, well, it's real simple. Just because you retired, all your customer and users don't stop sharing the products. So more revenue is created through sales. All of your distributors underneath you doing the business didn't retire. They're, prospecting, recruiting new distributors. So as your volume goes up, your check goes up, even though you stopped working. That is a beautiful thing. So here you're sitting in front of the next paradigm shift in life. Most human beings will see 1 to 2. That's how rare they are. And you're with the first company in the world in our space that is doing this. So I think I touched on all bases. It's pretty simple. I'll tell you how simple it is. I'll end with this. It's as simple as A and B. A are all the products currently in your home with hundreds of chemicals linked to serious disease and illness. And B are those same exact products, 100% chemical-free and organic, made with ingredients proven to nourish and heal your body. What do you want to use on you and your loved ones every day? I never had one person say, Daniel, A, the ones with the chemicals linked to Alzheimer's, dementia, liver and kidney. No. So it's just about education and numbers. This is a numbers game. When you talk about business, the person who shares Essante Organics with the most people every day, every week, every month makes the most money. People say, Dan, who makes the most money in the company? Oh, real simple. Person who shares products with the most people is going to have the most customers and users, the most distributors doing the business, therefore have the most volume and have the biggest check. So like Robert said earlier, he's been in this industry a long time, just like myself and my brother and Dr. JJ. It's work, but not like digging ditches work, hard work, busting your back, just talking, educating people. Here, we're not selling even. I have no sales experience, Dan. You don't need any sales experience because you're not selling anything. Every single person and everyone around the world buys these products for them and their loved ones and uses them every single day. We're just going to educate them. Organic influencers, I call us. And once they know what we know, you can't unknow it. Now you know what I just shared with you. Are you really going to keep using these over here when you know what they're linked to, when you got all organic over here? And 9 out of 10 people, the answer is no, they're not using this anymore. So get out there, and it's just a numbers game. Talk to everybody, share it with everybody, whether it's in person, online, at the bank, at the grocery store, your neighbors, just everybody takes a shower. They'll be glad you did. They'll thank you. Once they watch a couple of videos we made for you to share to help do your business, and you give them a little education, they'll thank you. Go, gosh, Daniel, or gosh, JJ, or Susan, or Nora. I never had a clue. But you're right. I did my homework. And you weren't kidding. I'll never use this stuff again. So I want to thank everyone for being on the Zoom. We appreciate your time. We offer a wonderful opportunity here where you have a home-based business. You don't have to punch a clock. You can make your own hours. Yet you can work part-time and make a full-time income. So get back to the person that shared this call with you tonight, or this Zoom, I should say. And if you have any questions, and we're always accessible at the office. So with that being said, I will throw it back to Michael.
Thank you very much. I don't know what else to add because I think we've covered everything. I think, a wise person in this space looks for the company that's going to take care of them for the rest of their lives. And then, well, how do you find that company? Well, it's simple. You think about what Danny said, you know, am I going to do this every single solitary day? Because that's what everybody's got to say at one point in time. And I've watched in 40 years, companies come, companies go. And I've watched people that in just our amount of time, they've already burned through 20 companies, owners. And because it's always about, oh, this is the biggest, this, and they don't understand how to build a viable company that people will need and use for the rest of their entire lives. And the way you do it, when you look at the giant companies that exist in this space, there's only 5 companies that do over $1 billion in revenue year after year after year after year. And there's some commonalities there. And one of those is they have ancillary products, necessities, things that people use every single solitary day. We do too. What makes us different than everybody else? One thing. You can't find one company in this space, or we are the world's outside of this space. Right now, we are the world's largest USDA certified organic superstore in the world. Now we add that to you being able to build a business with that. You know what? I wish I could show you what your potential is going to be. I know we have people in this company getting their products for free and people making a lot of money, you know? And we've just started, really. And well, how can you say that? Because it's the size of the database. It isn't how much, how many are there? How much are they doing a year? You can look that up. You can find that. You can see we're doing well. But small database, only 37,000 people around the world are involved in this company, and that's not distributors. And 34,000 of those are customers, and maybe 1,000 people distributing. That's because we were on TV, we were on Extra TV, we were on Good Morning America, the Today Show, the doctors. So that's where we got all those customers. And now you guys get to take this out there, and it's like sitting in the garage with this guy, right? I was talking to somebody that's on here today, good friend of mine from Canada, Nora, and you know, we were all around back in these days when we were using, I said, think about when we were kids. Oh my gosh, you were doing this when you were dialing somebody up. Then it went to push buttons, and we weren't on computers. We were doing this and doing this. Find those. Those are in the museum, right? And then $400. $400 investment in this right here. Okay. Back in 1988, 400, $127 billion is what you're worth now. Okay. Think about that. Because now you got the next way of life that's going to be a way of life, and we all can't stop it. So let's all be a part of it and watch what happens for being a part of it. I want to thank you tonight for being on this call. And on this Zoom, I should say, call. I'm still in the call situation, right? Thank you for being on this Zoom. We'll be here on Thursday. Dr. JJ is going to do a wow factor training. He does them. They're good. They're good. They're quick. They're great information. And we do these things. We're very structured. Tuesdays we talk about the business. Thursdays we talk about products and training, and you get access to all of us. So I want to thank you all for your time. We're thankful. We're grateful. We're humbled. And God bless you. God bless your families. Bless your businesses. And you'll see us on more broadcasts here. Get into our private community. If you're not in our private community on Facebook, get in there, because that's where some real good training's being done. That's a daily thing. So do that as well. And we'll see you guys again on another broadcast. God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Take care.
Thank you, Michael.